Hello there, and welcome to the Model Student. This is the TAMIYA 1/20th scale McLaren Mp4 5B Honda, the Formula One champion car from way back in 1990. And yeah, this is I guess a pretty old kit. I'm going to assume it's at least 2007. So yeah, we're a bit of an older kit, but my first this type of car ever. So without further ado, let's break into the box and see what we're in for. So this is our first attempt at a Formula type car, and I remember watching a bit of the Formula racing back then when I was pretty young. I haven't watched much of it lately, but I do remember Senna and Berger. I do remember this car way back in the mists of time. So yeah, it looks like our basic TAMIYA instructions. We start with our framework for our steering, with our, I guess, our monocoque, and our driver's tub here. So yeah, it looks like basically let's work our way through back into the engine, exhaust, yeah, some other panels, I guess more framework for the rear suspension. Right, this is good, probably be most of the intricacy in here in this kit with the suspension parts. And that looks like in our rear wing, wheels, tires, etc. And then decaling, I guess. Oh yeah, windshields, I guess, body panels. And then our decaling here in the end. Pretty simple color scheme, red, white. I think red and white are the only colors that I have to paint. Maybe some black, I guess black inside in here. And engine details. So I pulled up some pictures here. Yeah, so I thought I'd take a look at some of the pictures that are there. We've got the engine is mostly all black. From what I can see, mostly all black. There is some silver. Look like this kind of tape thing going on here. And then in the other picture that we got here, we can see that there's obviously, yeah, some bare exposed aluminum and different alloys here with getting down into the exhaust and stuff. So I think we'll just get into the box and start working away as best we can. So here's a look at the decals. Decal sheet's pretty small. Oh, it's sealed even. Nice. Just in here. You can see. Oh yeah, those are nice and crispy. So I guess we have our two. We have Berger and Senna. I think I'm going to go with the Berger one. Has a couple different decal selections on it, but I guess there's for our look at our cockpit. Get you in close for these decals. So yeah, really crisp, nice decals for sure. Not a lot of them either, so that's kind of nice too. There's not an abundant of them. All right, well, there's our decals, and I guess. Oh, there's no price. I certainly didn't pay that for this kit. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I remember it was fairly reasonable. I think I got this for about maybe half that, $25, I think. I usually get these in bundles. I usually get 2 or 3 kits at a time when I find them. But it's been a few years since I bought this, so I can't really remember. But there's our tires. They're going to need some sanding. Let's scuff those up so they look like they're track ridden. There's our rubber tires, and here's our first bag, which has our body, looks like our wheels, suspension components, and our second bag has our monocoque and our engine components, looks like here. I'm just going to set this to the side. We'll break into her. So I guess let's get into this one first. Look at the engines. We have the staple factor here. Trying to poke ourselves. So here's our sprue with our engine and our monocoque. Here's bag number 1. So here's our clear parts. They look nice and clear. We have 2. Right. So, yep, not much there, but they're clear, nice and crisp. And so here now I have some seat belts that I ordered, some Tamiya seat belts. I guess what you do is just lay them over, but I guess I don't really need them. This paints, but I thought with the cockpit open it might be nice to put some more realistic seat belts in. I guess you could just glue them over top, I suppose, and just hide these. And there's our engine. Some of our engine details. It's pretty good. Oh, there's our imports or whatever on the top of the engine there. Some little controls. Yeah. That's that. Set that over there. So there's not a lot of parts to this kit. I do have another. I have the Ferrari, the F1 Formula. I think it's the Schumacher one, and it has a lot more parts than this. So I thought, this would be a good one for me to get rolling on, seeing as it's not overly crazy. So here's our white sprue. It's white already. It gives us our body. Looks like we have some body detail there, like a little line there. All smooth, no flash on these parts. These details here, the rivets, kind of neat those out there in the white on the inside of this wing. These are pretty fine. These details along the side, pretty good. So we'll have to be careful when we're cleaning up these parts because we won't take off anything that we need because there's this little doodad there. And so we'll have to be really, nice with this. That's the thing about cars as opposed to armor and stuff. I find that, it's keeping it all nice. If you armor and nick it, it's like, oh well, I got hit with a bullet or something. Okay, well, here's that one, and here's our wheels, our suspension bits. Okay, that's good. None of these has been broke or anything, so we're in good shape as far as everything looks here. We've got no flash on these. Like these little components here, a little bit of flash there, but very little, but none there. So yeah, as far as cleanup goes, doesn't look like there's going to be much. And these parts are already black, which is going to lend them nice too. I think these wheels on this are black actually. When we look at the photos, I'm pretty sure they are. So I think we start with this sprue, and this sprue, I do believe, to get us started. I think this will get us going as far as steps 1 through a few here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so we can see step 1. So yeah, we're into the suspension parts. We got our monocoque, which is here. So I guess we're going to start building up this area through in here, and then yeah, I guess work right into the driver's tub and the seat. So yeah, I think we can dry fit a lot of this together to see what we want to paint. I want to take a look inside and see what color, what color is the seat area here as opposed to the entire side. I think this is black. All this is black, and I think inside too. I think there's with the seat, I think there's aluminum. I think this is aluminum. We'll mask it in, or it might be carbon fiber. I don't know. We'll have to take a look and do some looking at the photos at our research photos. So, okay, and into the engine, which we've already seen is mostly black. Alright, well, I'm going to clip off these parts here B15 and get started with our monocoque, and I'll get these clipped off and we'll get them set on the bench, and we'll get ready for our first bit of assembly. So here we are on our 120 McLaren MP4, our first ever Formula 1 car, and this is going to be a fun build. I'm looking forward to this. So here we go. So let me start clipping some parts off, and when we come back we'll see how those go together and how we're making out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll dig into that. We'll get our reference photos here going again, and take a look for some more. There's one on the inside. I got a lot of, oh, here we go. Here's a nice picture. Okay, so we got some carbon fiber going on there. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to wrap a decal around that. Alright. Oh, it's all in the same article. Oh, die cast. Yeah, that's pretty detailed. That's nice work there with the cowling. I don't think we're going to be getting there. I don't have it. Oh, do I have? Oh, you know what? I may have a decal. I don't think I gotta get it cut it to fit around that though. I don't know how did they do that? I wonder. Some secret, mystical, magical stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, let's get into. I'm gonna cut these parts out. I will come back and we'll see what color we're gonna start picking these out, because I think we're gonna have to do some pre-paint. Here's our exhaust. I think we're gonna have to get into those at some point when we get into the engine in the next little bit. Oh no, that's not for a few more steps. So no, not too far actually. So we're on step 3. It's only on step 7. So we'll be figuring out what base coats, clip these off, and start getting probably some pre-painting going on. So all right, let me just cut these, clean these up, and when we come back, let's see. Let me get to let's get these little bits and bobs cut out here, and I think I'll get to. Let's get to part 4. Arranged and see what we got to pre-paint. Maybe, yeah, we'll get to part 4 before we break into the engine parts, and then we'll come back and see how it's going. Okay, well, that gets us through parts, 2, 3. We're into here. Now, I do have seat belts, but I think we'll use them on another project because these are molded right in to the seat here. You can see, like, I don't think I want to get into milling those out and everything. So we have the seat belt set, which is TAMIYA 120 scale. I was kind of looking for, but we'll use these on another build for sure. I'll give you the buckles and whatnot with it. So yeah, really kind of cool. Unfortunately, though, I think we'll just take advantage of the seat belts that are molded in on this one and paint them in. But this has got us up to this far. Now there's our dashboard. We do have a decal for it here that's going to go in our dash right here. Whoop. Whoop. Let me flip it around here. I guess is, yeah, right here. So you can see there's the spot for it. Now, I don't think we're going to have any trouble getting that inside there once we've assembled and painted. So I think we're just going to keep moving forward and gluing things before we paint anything. But yeah, this gets us into 4 and 5. So we've got our engine detail here to go together. These parts here, this is just a clamshell fit, and then this sort of actually sits in here like a clip. So you can see this part here, C24, and it just slides right into this spot right here really nicely, and it actually will click like that right into position. So we don't even have any glue in here yet, so we'll get this glued up. And then we have our controls. We got a control here, we've got our shifter stick here, and our steering wheel and dashboard go in. We got a few components. We've got our radiator coolers that go back in here, and that sets us up to move into the, I guess it'll be section 6. So I've been doing a little bit more research with some photos, and we can see that yeah, now that we're into this section, we can see that there's some different colors here with with this monocoque thing, whatever it is. And yeah, we've got this like sort of flat black, sort of grayish sort of black in here. We've got this really cool tone, this color in here. I want to kind of pick out a color that'll get us in there. It's almost like a green, next to the black. So we're going to work with something in there, and then we can see we have these different different tones. It's overall it's a lot of black, but yeah, we've got a lot of different tones there. And then let's see, you got another one here. So this is looking back at the end. Oh, look at me, I got control of everything but what I want. Here we go, there we go. Now back here in the engine, we've got a nice little photo. Now I think this might be of a reproduction. No, looks like the car. Anyways, we can see we've got a lot of different like sheens. So we've got like a satin sheen. We've got shiny, high gloss, like gloss. We've got patina here with the pipe. So there's a lot of different sort of looks here. So we have, even here you can see we've got this different type of sheen. We've got everything from a gloss on the edge into like a sort of like a brushed almost sheen here, and then almost into like a matte. We've got this different tone going on here. So a lot of different tones of black. Like we've got this, we can see the metal black is a little bit different color. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff to work with. We've got these anodized different colors here. So I don't know how crazy we're going to get, but definitely there's opportunities for us to work with a lot of different tones of blacks and different colors. Now this color here, I'm really kind of digging this one. This that we got here in this color. This one here. I'm liking this. This looks really cool. So we'll experiment around and see what we can come up with to find. I was using this brown actually enamel, which was giving me a really cool color. It was actually close to that color on the monocoque, but we'll see what we end up going with when we get there. So I guess I'll glue these together. We'll get this components put together. This all fits in. You can see we've got the engine component here, and then this is going to drop right in. You can see you got this key here where it's got a step in it right there, and then you can see there in the instructions that it steps it in, so it's like that's supposed to sit right in here, like so. Right, and then we have one for either side. Ooh, so this is going to sit in here, like that. And this is going to go on this side, and that's going to go on this side. That sets up our engine, and then we'll get these parts glued in. So when we come back, we'll be on to part 6, it looks like. Okay, well, we've pushed ahead a bit. We've got the colors blocked in, so we picked a nice green to sort of make that. I'm not sure what that is. Is that, I guess, a resin sort of, you know, carbon fiber resin sort of thing going on? I'm not really sure. But I like it. It looks pretty good. I would just put a quick coat of Future on it. I'll give it another coat just to get it sealed in, get a kind of a shine on it. But I think that's working anyways. And then we've got the radiators in place. We just sort of blocked in our colors. I started with LP11, which is a TAMIYA lacquer. It's a really nice, fine, really fine metallic. And we've just been playing with a lot of different metallics. I want to kind of sort of experiment with you know, getting that machine towards sort of look. So we've used a chrome up here for the intakes, and that was the I got it here somewhere. It's the green stuff chrome. Oh, here it is. This stuff is really good. I like this stuff. It's pretty reliable. It's pretty shiny. It's pretty chromy. I've never airbrushed it, mind you, but it thins out pretty good. You just use the brush, but that's a lacquer. So we've got the chrome on there. We've got a bit of different metallics going on with the metal. Now this part here, we've got our pipes, which you can see are that sort of bronze gold. So I think what we're gonna do is, it looks like if you really look at the pipes, we go from like a dark to a light. So I think what we'll do is we'll get a spray of the titanium. This is a titanium gold, and I think we'll start with this over top of the black that we've got here on our pipes. We'll get a coat of that, and then we'll sort of really thin out this, which is the bronze, and we'll just thin some of that out to get that dark around the edge, inside, like in the inner bends, like you see there, and at the ends where it joins up to the motor. And then we will get some clear, really clear, and just thin it right out, and we'll go into those little bluing areas there on the exhaust. So that's how we'll do those. These get semi-gloss. This gets semi-gloss. This is calling for a bronze, so I think I guess we'll use the straight bronze for that. We'll get a silver. I think I'll paint this silver first and then get the bronze on it. I don't want it to really look bronze. We may even mix a bit of the titanium into it. But we have a nice selection of metallics here, just in the Tamiyas that we're using. I have some of this dark iron too, which we can bring in. Maybe on some of these, I think, maybe on some of these we'll bring in some dark iron. Most of this is supposed to be, a little stiff there after the clear coat, but we still turn. Most of these are supposed to be shiny black, so we can pick that out even with a brush as we go along. But we're definitely making progress though. There's our engine. It's just sort of sitting in here, and our intakes are sitting on top. But yeah, I think we're getting some different tones. We've got some different shades, you know, of metals and stuff. Adding some anodized stuff there with the top fasteners and that. So we may, once we get the engine totally built up, once it's done, we may add a little bit of piping and stuff, tuning. Like when the body's on it, you don't really see much of the engine other than up underneath the side here. But we may, you know, we may pose this with the body off, and so that you can see everything. So I don't know, we haven't decided yet. But here's our wheels. We got them, are kind of ready to go. I just dusted them with like a flat black. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. These are supposed to be gloss black, so I guess we'll paint them in a gloss black, get them shiny, and then we'll run the tires. I'll just use, it looks like probably a 1/2-inch socket. Somewhere I'll find a socket that fits on my screw gun, and then we'll just spin them around and scuff these up and get rid of this ridge here from the mold. But so far, really enjoying this kit. It's awesome. It's not a complicated kit. There aren't a ton of parts. There aren't many sprues. There's only, what, 4 or 5 sprues, I think, altogether. And it's not a lot of intricate for a vehicle that, obviously, you know, there are kits of these cars that are insane. The 112 TAMIYA kit is absolutely nuts. But, I mean, very enjoyable for a modeler like me. Like, I like to build models, like, in fairly quick succession if I can. You know, I enjoy building something. I'm sure we'll get to the point where we want to take more time. Got a little bit of bubblage going on here with the clear coat. Just smooth that out before we give it another coat. We'll definitely give us a light sand before we clear coat it again. But I thought getting a good coat on it and letting it sit overnight was probably a good idea. Just to let it really set up and cure. We'll definitely give this the look of it being resin, which it appears that it is. Right there. So, yeah, I think that's starting to look pretty cool, and with our little high power engine here going on. So, let me get these painted. We'll get all these components painted up in the colors that we want to do them. And then we can get the decal on inside here. And then basically we can start to work on the body. The only thing I've done so far is I just got a mist coat on the inside here. This does get coated black, I do believe, and some of it I think is actually different colors. I think we do some masking inside here, but I know that there is black, and this nose part and up in here I do believe is all black. So yeah, definitely progress with our F1 Honda Mp4 car. Really cool. I'm loving this build. It's a lot of fun. So here, let's paint some parts. Let's get out some metallics and we'll get a coat on these. And I guess I could start with the semi-gloss black. Why not, eh? And then that sets me up for the silver, which gets, these get a red anodized. These bars get red anodized, but they're black on the ends. So I guess to go with the silver, we'll start with semi-gloss black. We'll go into the silver, and then we'll start adding our titaniums and whatnots. So here we go. Whee! Vroom vroom. Okay, well, it got a bit of the bluing on our exhaust. Not bad for kind of a first sort of try. I suppose we can get a wash in there too to darken it down, but yeah, I think that's kind of looking close to, you know, what it's supposed to anyways. So yeah, I just kind of made a heat shield here of some sort underneath this back part. I don't know if it makes any sense, but who cares? I just wanted to do it anyways to make it look a little bit different back there. There we go. Looks alright. Now I can minimize this a bit. Turn this up here. So yeah, let's see. We've got some components we can glue in now. We've got these strut parts that could go in. We've got this part over here, which is going to go on. We've got our exhausts, which can go on. And yeah, we're starting to come together. So I guess I got to get another coat of the gloss black back here. But this is going to sit in like so. Those two tabs are going to sit right back there. And that's going to sit like that. Oh, I painted the wrong side. Didn't I? I did. Oh, let's fix that right now. We'll load it up with some panel liner. Add even more dimension. There we go. Load that right up. Make that look like darker. Get a good load in there. There we go. That kind of thing. That made that all dark. There we go. Okay. That is going to set on top, basically like that. Alright, and then our intakes are going to sit on top. Right in there, like so. They tilt into towards each other. Okay, here we go. Now, this thing goes on top. There's other parts that fit in there, I do believe, but something like that or like that. No, it'll be like that. Those gotta line up, obviously. So looks like that's that then. So that's gonna sit like that. This part sits down in here, I do believe, like this. Something like that. I think we pick out some black on there, I think. And then our pipes, which are going to sit right in here. Like this. So I guess we can kind of set these in. These are going to plug right in there. See how they look. Well, that looks pretty good. Goes right there, and that goes right there. Alright, oh, it looks pretty good. Okay, well, let's just mock this in and see if we like what we got going so far. Those strut arms in there. Oop. Go. You guys tilt towards each other. There we go. And now this is going to sit in here like that. Get out of there. Okay, just like that. This one on the other side. Just tuck it in here for now. And just put it into place and see what it looks like if we like it. Yeah, I like that. It's looking pretty sharp. That's sitting right in there. Okay, so there's what our engine is starting to look like. That's starting to look pretty good. And yeah, you can see, like, once we get our body on there, which sits generally like that. So you can see once we get our body on, okay, so now with our parts pre-painted, we can start to sort of, you know, assemble as we go. So we got these little control arm absorber things here that go on. So there's the two holes right here, And you just want to make sure that they're pointed that way. They're sort of pointed, the arm points towards the back. And you just, now these were supposed to go in first before this A arm assembly, but the way that we were going, we wanted to click this together, and when we pushed this in, it didn't really want to come back out, so we decided not to try. So I'm just going to pop this in here, and then it goes in this little hole. Once we got this in here, maybe I have to ream this out a bit more. Oh no, we got it in there. There we go, and now you just pop this little square pin right in there. There we go. Okay, so got those are in. I guess I can put a little glue on them now. They're in place. In there. Some here. Some up in there. Alright. There. Okay, so now that sits like that. Now the next thing for us to do is to put this piece in, which we already have in. So next are our exhaust pipes. It shows our pipes going on either side. So there's our pipes there with our pins. Right. And right to the front to the back. So right from here to there. Pretty good join there. Oops. Right in there. Okay, there's our exhausts are in. Our engine is sitting in place. We've got those suspension arms in. We've got these cross ones going across. Now it's going to be, I think, this top piece, B8. It's going to go right on top here, like that, something like such. That right or back? No, that's the other way. Goes the other way, like that. My dyslexia. Yeah, it's gonna sit in there, like that. And then these click in between. So we got these here. They're gonna go fit right in between all this mess right here. So I guess if I have a hold of you, yep, the ball comes sticking up, so that goes in that one. So I guess these go there. This is gonna go here. That one is gonna pop into there. Come on, get in there. There we go. That goes like that. Should want to rotate up. Where's my tweezers? Okay, so now this is going to stick in there. Oh, you. There we go. That's going to stick in there. Well, those stick in there, so it looks like we gotta do everything at once. Good lord. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's gotta stick all the way in there. We go. This one here's gotta pop. Oops. Sorry, little buddy. This one here. It's gotta pop into Get in there. There we go. And this has got to click over top. Correct, correct. Okay, get in there. Okay, let's squeeze that. There we go. Okay. That gets that into there. That's going to push down over top of the other one. Let's get you. Lift it up. You know you gotta come up a bit. I need to get you in there. Push you back just to get you in there. Okay, there's those. Get this up and in. There we go. Get that pushed down. Get you in there, little buddy. Don't want to come down. Come on. Don't want to break you. Alright, on the side here. Let's try this. Try and get this to pop in there. Okay, looks like we're in. That's gonna lock down in there like that. Okay, and there's our rear put together. Okay, so there's our steering and there's our rear suspension assembly. What that's worth. And now this guy, he clicks in here, looks like. And over here. So he's supposed to fit right there, like such. Okay, looks like that's where he's supposed to sit. Right there. Okay, it's a good fit. He doesn't even need glue. It's gonna go anywhere. Okay, now last little bit of chrome, I guess, is gonna go on our breathers, and we've got this little guy here. This little guy here. I'm looking at him this way. Sits right there. Okay, so that's him. Okay, so we could definitely pick out a different color for him. Let's make him blue anodized or something. Let's do something cool with these. Let's do these blue. These little control arms. And then our chrome breathers are going to go here. One there. One there. Okay. And then we have our breather hood that goes over top. And there's our shroud ready to go on. And I just got the chrome. I was just touching up our breathers. And I'm just going around and touching these little, the tops of bolts or whatever. Just to sort of bring out a bit of detail here and there. Get this little doodad, whatever that is, tensioner. Let's see, left here. That's what I did. Oop, a little bit more. Let's see. It's hard to tell what's folded over and what's buckle. I'm going to say that's buckle there. paint the red around the buckle ends. Gonna definitely be okay. That's the ends. Got that in there. The other side. Don't need too much, just to sort of. Go. I think the pads are supposed to be black, but the rims are black and you won't be able to see anything, so we're going with the silver ones. There we go. There. Okay. There's our brakes on. And we're ready to paint our seat belt. Get in there. Oh, there's a look at the engine so far. Oh, I cleaned up a little bit of wash there. Our radiators, our exhausts, looking pretty cool. And let's see, what do we got up here? Oh, I got something here. There we go. There. Let's bring this up too. Okay. Some lacquer thinner here. Just clean out this brush. There. Okay, now these panels here I buggered up. They're supposed to be red on this outside to blend in with the paint color. But instead of paint, like I have reds here, I have the Tamiya and that, but I think I'm gonna go, I have this, which is a ink. And you can see, like, it's richer redder. I think that's gonna look cooler. I think it's a deeper red. I think it'll really look brighter against the white. So I think I'm gonna do a test bit. I dropped a little bit here on the thing. We'll just actually put a little, but you can see that's red, red, red. So obviously with a primer it'll stick, but so I think, yeah, with a white primer, so it's definitely redder, bright red, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be when we get to painting the body. But for now, we can actually put our wheels on. So let me sand up these wheels, these tires, and we'll get all the wheels on, and the wheels can go on. We can screw them on. We've got our little tire tightener tool. Here's our scoop unit that sits on top. Right there, and I think we're looking pretty dope. Pretty slick. Slickster. Nice, okay. So for what we see out under the body, but I think actually once I get this all painted, I think we'll be displaying this like, you know, like that, with the body sitting beside it and then the car, the chassis, because I don't know, it's starting to look pretty cool. Now, I guess there are cables or whatever this is that comes up here, cables, I think, electronics and stuff. So small wire, but I don't know if that would enhance it or if it would start to make it look kind of junky. We'll see once we get everything sort of where we want it, and we can play with some pieces of wire and see if we can make it look cool. But so far I'm really happy with the way this is turning out, for sure. Okay, let me get the wheels on, and when we come back we'll have a rolling chassis. So here's our tires. We got them sanded up, and I've got my tool, and I've got my little unibolt bolts here. So we got a little hex driver, and I'm just gonna sort of thread that through there, yoink, right through the center hole. And I guess we're just gonna tighten these on just like They do the real thing. Wish me luck. There's our brake is in place. There's our wheel. I'm threading. Hopefully this is going into something. Oh, feels like it is. Oh, it's starting to screw in. Okay. Alright, well, there's a wheel on. Woohoo! I think this will probably be one of our four-wheeled vehicles where actually all four wheels reach the ground. Okay, so there's our little bolt. There's our tool in there. Tighten her up. This is cool because cars are, everything's clean and it's really you know, tricky. Like I find going like from the armor's fun. Well, they're all fun, but it's more forgiving because obviously you can weather it and chip it and ding it and bang it and, you know, stuff like that. Whereas, you know, these cars, unless you're doing a wreck, are generally pretty, you know, clean and shiny. So adds that extra level. Now when we get into the body, that'll be for sure the thing. I think we're gonna go with lacquers for the body. I really do. I think I'm gonna go with lacquers, and because they seem to spray finer for me. I don't know, I'm just gonna try lacquers. It's time for a car. I just think it's the thing to do, and I'm gonna do it. Oh baby, oh hey now, let's get you to thread in there, right? Ever so sweetly. And we should have functioning steering. Oh, I think I'll grab something now. There we go. Okay. For now, I can kind of live with that. See how she looks when she sits down. She basically sits right there. Okay, well, she rolls. Wheels are a little bit floppy, but I'm not going to be playing with it. Okay, now, it seems to be staying in place. Okay, well, there we go. Rolling chassis for our F1 car. Let's get our... Oh no! Come on! Are you kidding me? Man, so easy to scratch at, eh? That's the semi. Do I even want to touch that there? I don't know if I do or not. Pretty thin. I might be able to just dab that. Just, man, that is a bugaboo, eh? I just want a little bit of thinner. Just a teeniest bit of IPA. Just so we know it's nice and thin, and I just want to sort of drop it right on there. There. That should blend right in. Oh, you sit right in there. Like so. And there we have it. One rolling chassis. Okay, well, we definitely have our... work cut out for us with the body. So we have our decals here. We can get our decals. Here's our shifter can go in. We can paint our shifter and our handbrake or whatever that is on the side. Can go in. We can paint our seat belts. But next episode is definitely going to be us concentrating on the body panels here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to either go with an enamel for the red or the ink for the red. I think the ink I'm going to try, but I want to keep the body really nice and shiny and even on this. So I think I'm going to go, where's my arm here? I think I'm going to go with the white LP2. Because the lacquer spray is really nice, and it's tough too. It's a good tough finish. It's not prone, so I think we'll get a coat of primer on this. Get a coat of gray primer, I guess, on the body, and then we'll get the white on. And then I don't know how that's gonna work. That may negate using the ink because I don't know that we would get adhesion. Now, I'm going to try. We'll experiment. So next episode, we'll be playing around with some inks and different types of coatings and stuff like we did with the Rust Effects last time to see how that's going to work. But for now, there's our rolling chassis. Ooh, minus our scoop. This bolt here, I think I'm going to work at getting it in tighter. This one's not so bad. This one's better. This one's loose. I don't like the way it's in, so we'll work at that. But I like how we can see the brakes inside. You know, you can see the brake detail inside the wheel there. Just sort of catch it in the light. So I like that instead of painting it black. I know it's not, Canon. But that's the way we did it, and that's the way it's going to be. Okay, so I think that's going to look pretty cool side by each here when we display them on the shelf there. I think that's going to look pretty neat. Wow, and it sits on all four wheels and everything. So, wow, awesome. Okay, well, we did pretty good for this one. It's a bit of a long episode. I guess it's going to end up being close to an hour. But, I don't know. That's the way it goes sometimes. I edit as best as I can, but you know, I'm sharing with you guys as much as I can and stuff, so that's what it looks like so far. Let me know what you think in the comments. There we go. I should glue that into place, I guess. But yeah, I think we got, you know, kind of close to the representation in the photo there. I wish I had a Marlboro decal for that. But I looked kind of through a bunch of racing kits that I had and stuff, but I don't have anything, so. But I think to the picture there, we've got the general, you know, feel. It's not perfect, it's not exact, but I think we get the general idea of it, and I'm really happy with it. It's the first F1 car we've ever built, and I think it's going pretty good. So, yeah, until next time, I'm the Model Student. This is the McLaren Mp4 B5, I guess, or 5B. The Honda McLaren, and by TAMIYA in 1/20th scale, and we're having a hoot so far. So yeah, join me next time for part 2 when we do the body and the decals. And until then, live, love, laugh, plan something for tomorrow, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.